Hi everyone, this is Navila Zaman, and this is the third lesson on diffusion, osmosis and active transport. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the effect of diluted and concentrated solution on plant and animal cells as well as active transport. So let's get started. So in my previous videos, we have talked about hypertonic, isotonic and hypotonic solution. The hypertonic solution means a concentrated solution in respect to a cell. Isotonic means having the same concentration as a cell, and hypotonic means having a diluted solution in respect to a cell. Now let's look at the hypotonic solution at first. Now for example, that a cell is dipped into a diluted sugar solution, a plant cell. This solution has a higher water potential than the protoplasm of the cell. And we know by osmosis that water enters the cell down the water potential gradient across the semi-permeable membrane. Because the water potential is greater outside, it means that water is going to enter the cell. We know that by osmosis that the movement of water molecules is from a region where they are in a higher water potential to a region where they are in lower water potential. Now this plant cell it experiences a turgor pressure. Due to the amount of water inside, the water is pushing the cell wall and the cell wall is giving a pressure back, which is called the turgor pressure. Now this is only possible because in plant cells the cell wall is present. However, in animal cells it is not. We are going to talk about animal cells a little while after. Now let's look at the hypertonic solution. If we dip some potato cells in a concentrated solution, it has lower water potential than the protoplasm of the cell. And water moves out of the cell down the water potential gradient as the water potential is greater inside the cell and the water potential is lower outside the cell. And therefore, the volume of the protoplasm decreases as it is losing water and it moves away from the cell wall. And this process is known as plasmolysis. In the hypertonic solution, you're looking at a plasmolyzed cell, and in the hypotonic solution, you're looking at a turgid cell. Now let's look at the effect of diluted solution on animal cell. Now in the picture you can see that it is a red blood cell. If we take a drop of water and some drops of blood are added, or we take a drop of blood and some drops of water are added, we would notice that under a microscope that the cells have burst, as you can see in the left picture. Now what happens is that water enters blood cells down the water potential gradient by osmosis across the semi-permeable membrane. And the animal cells do not have cell walls like plant cells do, so they're unable to withstand the pressure that the plant cells can because of their cell wall. And therefore they burst due to being unable to withstand the pressure. And now, if we take a drop of blood and some concentrated sugar solution is added, the solution has lower water potential, that is a concentrated solution, than the cytoplasm in the cell. What happens is that water moves out of the cell down the water potential gradient. The protoplasm it shrinks due to losing so much water and the volume decreases. The cell membrane also becomes uneven, and this process is known as sprenation. Now we are done with osmosis. Let's look at active transport. We talked about diffusion and osmosis, which are both passive processes, which means that they do not require any sort of energy. However, active transport requires energy. Mitochondria produces energy by using oxygen for respiration and stores it in ATP. What is ATP? ATP's full form is adenosine triphosphate, and after respiration, mitochondria produces some energy and stores it in ATP. So it is called the energy currency of the cell. Whenever in any part of the body energy is required, ATP is broken down and the energy is taken in. And for active transport to occur, it also needs this energy from ATP. Now, active transport is the movement of molecules from the solution of its lower concentration to the solution of its higher concentration against the concentration gradient across a semi-permeable membrane, and this process uses energy from ATP. Now in diffusion, we saw that particles go from higher concentration to lower concentration. But in active transport, it goes from lower to higher with the help of energy. And this helps in certain situations like the absorption of minerals from soil by rooting plants, And we will talk about this more in the next few videos, and stay tuned for that. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that it was easy for you to understand. And please share this with students who might find this helpful, and keep supporting us. Thank you.